Sipping slow, yakking the act, thinking I'm the man.
Oh, shit. Look here, gang. I think I figured something out. DJ Akademiks actually helped Drake on his mission last night. Or should I say side quest? Drake was at the Morgan Wallen concert last night in Houston at the stadium. It was a stadium. I don't know exactly which stadium it was. I'm going to assume it's the Houston Astros Stadium. Don't know what it's called. I think it's Is that Minute Maid Park? Listen, don't take my word for it. Either way, Drake was here last night, and really not last night because this video is coming out today. So 2 nights ago, Drake was here at the Houston Astros, where the Astros play at, and he was walking with Morgan Wallen to the stage at his show. If Kendrick Lamar just did what he did in Toronto, this is easily a clapback at Toronto. Is Drake taking Akademiks' advice, going back to Houston to reclaim Houston and manipulate the fans into supporting him, acting like he's for the Houstonians, the Houston crowd? Is this what it's come to? Because it looks like this just might be what Drake is trying to do. If this is so, Akademiks is the one that is helping Drake clap back to some degree, because Akademiks did paint this narrative that, hey, Drake, if they not rocking with you in Toronto after what they just did and the disrespect that took place, champ, you better go down to Houston and claim Houston, because Toronto's not it anymore. Is Drake switching back? And is Drake going country on top of it is also the question, because honestly, it would be the smart move due to it being so popular and mainstream and him having more success with his non-rap related songs. If you remember the album that dropped in February, Some Sexy Songs for You, the rap records did not sell. Didn't do as great as Nokia and CN Tower, which are not rap songs. This is more pop, R&B type of songs. Give Me a Hug was also popular. It was a rap song, but it didn't do nowhere near as well as those two songs. So is Drake really going country? And is he going to Houston, being with Morgan Wallen, who is a friend of Drake's, by the way, to make it seem as though, hey, I am going to be here. I'm going to claim Houston. I'm going to go country. That's just what it seems to be. Again, this is all speculation. This is not indeed facts. All right. And this is what happened here. As you can see on the screen, he walks with Morgan Wallen, all right, out there in Houston, walking to the stage, doing similar things that he did when he had his North American tour, his last North American tour. And he had celebrities walking with him to the stage. You dig what I'm saying? So could this be what we think it is? I wonder. So let's go to Akademiks and rehash what Akademiks said about Drake going to Houston after the disrespect that Drake took in Toronto when Kendrick Lamar was there. Let's get to that footage, shall we? Let's do that.
And I don't care who this applies to, whether it's Drake, team somebody. Nobody popped out and showed niggas. Not even a cup thrown on stage, nothing. So you telling me this nigga on a worldwide tour just violating, and the only nigga popped up and even had an argument with a nigga was Ak? Oh nah, I'm good. This was crazy. I'm good. First and foremost, I will just be honest, because I call it spade a spade. I think Kendrick, he did a softball performance last night. I'm the one that says, when it's time for you to deliver the kill shot, you walk him down and headshot him. He should have performed not like us 6 times in the 6. That's how you do it. That's a fact. I got to keep it a beam. I'm hip hop. 6 times in the 6. If ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it, you should have dropped it 6 times in the 6. Nobody around? It's so sweet. Really? Should did it 6 times. I can't lie. That's hip hop. That's hip hop shit. I gotta.
Nah, Kendrick wasn't gonna do it 6 times. I mean, obviously he's already overworked, doing all these shows. He doesn't have anybody ad-libbing for him, no hype man, just himself. He's not performing that song 6 times. They didn't earn it. And the ticket sales was a little bit lower too at the same time. So that's definitely not happening, by the way. So if we're being realistic, no.
Keep it a bean. 6 times. So Kendrick really let niggas off light. Now, the issue with Drake and Kendrick has been litigated already. What was it? The Super Bowl y'all was waiting for? It happened. Was it the Grammys? It happened. Was it the pop out? It happened. It all happened. It all happened. Last night, I wrote a letter to Trump. I said, Trump, we gotta get Canada as our 51st state. It's ain't no way. It's no way. It's no way that should have been allowed to happen in Canada. That's when I realized, and this is not all for my Canadian people, because I love my Canadians, and I do love Toronto. It really was my favorite city in the world. They show me so much love. But what I seen last night was a city that was misguided, broken, and not knowing the harsh truths behind some of what this battle is about. Let me make no mistake about it. If you are just a Kendrick fan and you're like, no, we're just glad Drake is catching a L or whatever you want to say, cool, you got it. But when I watch Canadians dance, sing till they're losing their voice box, the whole time I'm looking like, do these goofies know that the idea of Not Like Us is not just Drake? It's none of y'all. You realize the sentiment about Not Like Us is not only to Drake, it's all of y'all Canadians. You realize that's how niggas talk about y'all. That y'all have weird accents. Y'all style is from like 3 different countries, Jamaican, Somali, everywhere. That's when I realized, I'm like, yo, these niggas think that song was dissing all of y'all niggas. But then that's why I realized, I'm like, you know, I spoke to a lot of people from Canada. They said, yeah, the niggas in Canada, they don't have no shared identity. You see, the West Coast, I'll give them this at least. They do have a shared identity. Canada don't know what's going on. Again, this is not a Drake thing. If you're saying that, by the way, listen, I call a spade a spade. Big W for that. This is how you should do it. I went there when Drake performed back-to-back in Philadelphia. I'm hip-hop at the end of the day. When he did that, I said, that's how you're supposed to do it. Perform your biggest song, dissing that man in his own city. He can't do nothing about it. That's that W. That's how you crystallize it. Dot did the same. I think he should have went crazier. 6 times. I don't know if Drake could say he's a 6 god if this is how it's going down. This was...
So, yeah. And a lot of y'all already seen how he was trying to paint the narrative that Not Like Us was towards Canada, which obviously it's not. And they identify with the record. That's why they paid so much money to be there. They also was dancing and celebrating throughout the city. That's why they did it, right? That's why it happened. That's why they did what they did. If it was a disrespect towards Canada, then guess what? That reception would have never happened. They don't like Drake. They can't stand Drake. That's the thing that nobody's talking about. The open secret that Toronto doesn't care that much about Drake like people think. It's more so America who does. Or at least it was. You dig what I'm saying? But now here we go towards Drake going to Houston. And this is something that Akademiks suggested.
Drake, I got to keep it a bean with you. It's time you start claiming Houston. It's Houston time now. It's Houston time now. It's Houston time. Drake, you got to leave Canada in the past. It's Houston time. It's Houston time. It's Houston time. Now, they might do it in Houston, but at least with Houston, it's a different story out there. But watching the Canadians sing a song or sing songs that was denigrating their whole existence, I sat there and think, do the Canadians think that this song is... You know, the West Coast helped Kendrick win the public sentiment of this battle.
he basically he basically lended his opinion on what Drake should do, and Drake followed through. His clapback goes to the Morgan Wallen show. Morgan Wallen dropped the N-bomb about 4 years ago. Caught scrutiny by the media. He didn't necessarily get canceled by his fan base though. However, he is someone that also dropped an N-bomb and is doing a stadium tour. This seemed like a calculated effort from Drake himself. And I don't believe Morgan Wallen likes Drake. I mean, I don't believe Morgan Wallen likes Kendrick Lamar. I don't believe that. I think he's just as much as against Kendrick as Drake is. Not just because he's Drake's friend, but because of what he represents. And Morgan Wallen was incredibly comfortable just saying the N-word like it was nothing. Which means he uses it, because if he was drunk saying it, then yeah, he would say it, in secrecy or privacy, because he don't respect black folk. Right? So, in my personal opinion, everything was orchestrated to go like Toronto as well as Kendrick. This is how Drake felt he should clap back at Toronto. Said, see, look, I'm at the Houston Stadium now. Y'all don't gotta worry about me coming to the Rogers Center. I mean, you weren't invited anyway. But he said, y'all ain't gotta worry about me coming. Right? I'm gonna be with Morgan Wallen, gang. I'm gonna be with Morgan Wallen. He says, I'm going with Morgan Wallen. You see that? Look at me, champ. Yeah. Who can play that game, champ? Basically. That's it. That's all this was, champ. Akademiks gave a helping hand on Drake's little clapback at Kendrick's Toronto shows that took place on the 13th and 14th. Or, I'm lying, the 12th and the 13th. Okay? What do y'all think about this in the comments, man? Do y'all think I'm bugging? Or does this make perfect sense? Let me know how you feel in the comment section, gang. But make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you share the video, gang. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Join the Discord. The Discord link will be in the comments. But this is crazy. But I got another thing for y'all. Are y'all ready? It's the mayor. The one and only Real New York Mayor, F. Eric Adams, and you're rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham. And you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. Hit that like, share the video, subscribe now. I'm up out of here, gang. Salute.